an exceptional speaker and motivator. She's an executive coach. She's a DEI champion. I could go on. Her community is a crucial part of who she is at her core. She serves on several community boards, including Junior Achievement of Arizona. We are so incredibly lucky. Michelle is really accomplished, passionate, and dynamic, and I am really just delighted to invite her to the stage. Michelle.
Thank you, Catherine. Good evening. Catherine, that was an amazing intro, so I'll try to live up to that this evening. I'm thrilled, I'm honored to present our recipients tonight. Inspired is probably an understatement as I was reading through their accomplishments. And bear with me, my allergies are literally on 2000 if anyone else suffers. So I'm very excited for you to meet these 18 students and hear a little bit more about their accomplishments. First, we have Tamsin Hurlbut. I promise you, I asked each one of them how to pronounce their names. Hey, Tessine. All right. Tessine believes in the power of compassion and support and channels those through skills into her passion for helping those experiencing homelessness. As a volunteer with the Aris Foundation, Inc., she has served in many capacities, from food and clothing, distribution to education surrounding drug safety and medical care. The experience has been transformative. Tessine plans to pursue college and study sociology with a focus on poverty, homeless, and racial injustice. All right, Tamsin, quick question for you. You're passionate about helping your community and supporting those who may be facing adverse situations. What's your message to others on how they can help their community?
First, I want to say thank you so much to Junior Achievement for having me here. I'm incredibly excited for this opportunity and so honored to be part of this innovative, compassionate group. My mic still on? Okay, yeah, we're still here. So first, I would say I love this question. I think everybody should be involved in their community, and of course, everybody over there is, so that's exciting. But the first thing I would say is find an organization. So maybe that's your local church or synagogue, or it's at your school, or for me, it was the Aris Foundation, which was at a local park right down the street from me. So I think there's very many places to volunteer. And then second, if you want to take it up a notch, if you want to serve your community in the greatest capacity, I think it would be to identify your own strengths. So maybe it's you're a really good speechwriter, or you're a good public speaker, or you're really good at building things with your hands. And then I would say identify a problem within your community. So maybe at your local elementary school, the kids have unhealthy lunches. So you are a person who really likes speech writing and writing, and so you write to your legislators about the laws surrounding school lunches. Or you're someone who really loves building with their hands. So you go and you start a community garden to help with the unhealthy lunches. So I think knowing your own strengths, identifying a problem that you're in tune with in your community, and then implementing it would be my advice.
Thank you, Tessine. I'm happy for you to be a part of our community. Next, please welcome Drake Maestas. Drake, guided by the motto, "Don't let fear hold you back." Drake and his dad transformed their love for cars into a successful detailing business to honor Drake's late grandfather. Drake has a passion for mentoring other young entrepreneurs and marketing students, and served as vice president for AZDECA, a career and technical organization chartered by the state's Department of Education. Drake, your business slogan is to elevate the standard. Tell us more about how you demonstrate this in your business.
Well, thank you for the question. I would like to say, first of all, so elevating the standard is another term for raising or setting the bar for something. At RPM, we like to elevate the standard not only in what we like to offer in our services, but our community engagement for the city I reside in. Currently, for our products and what we like to do to offer in our business is maintain a high level of certification and an ongoing pursuit of education in the industry. That way, we always stay on top of other competitors in the industry. As well as maintaining great community engagement, we like to build bonds and trust with our community, maintaining a high of 85% of return business for the past 6 years. What this allows us to do is stand out from a business not just looking for another job to do, but rather build connections in the community and build bonds with people. My family is well known for our community engagement and our community love, especially in the city of Casa Grande, a city that is ever expanding ever since then. So overall, I would just like to say that our business isn't just for getting the job done straight away. It's for making sure we're getting it done right, to the point, and making sure that we deliver the elevated standard of what is to come tomorrow. If I had to leave anything with everyone in the audience today, it's whatever you choose to do in the future, don't just be ordinary at it. Go the extra mile and be extraordinary. I would like to say thank you for the question and thank you for JA for this beautiful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Drake. I think you will see him on Shark Tank soon. All right, next we have Tanish Doshi. All right. Tanish has transformed his love for outdoors into a passion for climate activism. As an Eagle Scout, I was a Girl Scout, Tanish has spent much of his life hiking, sailing, backpacking, and more. However, Bighorn Fire in 2020 inspired him to do more to protect the planet. He currently serves as outreach director for the AZ Youth Climate Coalition and is working alongside a team of young people to help Tucson Unified School District, the third largest district in the state, to implement a full climate action plan. Tanish, how have you been able to use your voice to make meaningful change?
Thanks for the question. Well, first of all, I think it's really, really hard to use my voice without the support of people like my parents, my friends, and Junior Achievement, adults who are willing to believe in the power of young people and give us the resources we need. So that's the first thing. And second of all, it's always been seeing a problem, no matter how small or big, and deciding to speak up and say something. And so that starts with things as small as there's not a lot of things to do over the summer. I wish our town had more to do, and asking the town council to plan events, which leads to getting on my youth advisory council for the town and now being vice president of it. So that started from a really small problem, but it led to a much larger ability to make change. And you talked about climate, seeing that the trails that I hike on all the time with my family are in danger because of bigger forces that seem undefeatable, but still deciding to say something. And eventually, little by little, meeting other people who feel the same way and just continuing to speak out, whether that's with my friends, educating them, telling them about the work I do, or speaking at mayor and city council meetings, speaking at protests, strikes, panels, summits. And eventually, like you said, it's been effective. It takes time, but ultimately it works. We pushed our city to declare a climate emergency, implement a climate action and adaptation plan. Now we're working with the Tucson Unified School District, and that's all it really is, seeing a problem and not letting the fact that you're young or inexperienced stop you from saying something.
Thank you, Tanish. Without action, there's no change. Thank you. Now, please welcome Asiana Guang. Asiana is co-founder and president of the Arizona Filipina American Student Union. She spearheaded a fundraising campaign last summer that sent over $2,000 worth of backpacks and school supplies to an underserved community in the Philippines. She has been on the Xavier College Preparatory Student Council for the past 4 years and was recently elected to the executive board. Additionally, she's the managing editor and vice president of the Journalism Club, enjoys volunteering at St. Vincent de Paul, and teaches tennis lessons to special need children. Asiana, what was the most important step in establishing your relationship with businesses to raise support for the Arizona Filipina American Student Union?
Well, first of all, Well, first of all, I want to thank Junior Achievement for this amazing recognition. I feel so grateful and honored. And to answer your question, the most important step I took to establish a relationship with other businesses was networking. I spent my precious weekends attending Asian and Filipino events to meet other business owners and to communicate my mission of the organization that I made. And this really allowed me to establish a relationship of trust with these businesses because I was able to showcase what me and the leadership board on FASU will bring to the table. And this eventually allowed me to collaborate with these businesses on several projects. For example, over the summer, we held a backpack drive where we were in exchange for local Filipino restaurants to carry drop-off donation boxes. My club was bringing more recognition and customers to these local Filipino restaurants. So through networking, I was really able to create a mutually beneficial partnership with these businesses, which was necessary for the support and the success of the Filipino American Student Union.
Thank you, Adriana.
Thank you.
Our next honoree this evening is for Pravneet Chada, sorry. An entrepreneur at heart, Pravneet created an award-winning research project after the pandemic called Social Media, Fire or Trash, to study the effects of social media and mental health on teens. He's currently working with the University of Kansas to publish his work. Pravneet, your research on the impacts of social media on teens sounds very compelling. You've also created a fact-based blog for teens. What was the genesis of this?
Yeah. So, hello. So, thank you so much for the honor to JA Arizona. I also want to give a shout out to my preschool teacher, Miss Myung, and Miss Bustamante. Without them, I wouldn't be here. So, my journey with research really began as a result of some personal interests I had with social media. So, I always heard growing up, like, everything you see on the internet is what you're going to absorb. Like, as a teenager on social media, a lot of the information I got was from social media. So I began to realize that a lot of this information isn't really true. And so I created a fact-based blog to separate what is really true with fact-based data and backed up information from what we see on social media, which could be a complete lie. So as a result of this, I really hope to, empower youth with knowledge. I want them to, be able to navigate the internet effectively and have an understanding of what's true and what's false. It's really important to me that, we know what's true, because without that, we can kind of get a little misdirected. So that's why I made my blog. If you want to check it out, it's at Integrative Youth Health. And thank you so much for the honor once again, Jay Arizona.
Wow. Thank you, Pravneet. Next, Catherine will come up.
This is the 7th year of 18 Under 18. So we've got 7 years of these incredible students. Many of the past recipients have stayed in touch through social media or through our 18 Under 18 alumni network. A lot of them end up going to the same universities and they can connect with each other, maybe get advice, meet people. They're absolutely amazing. And we love hearing about where they are because we get inspired with all the cool things that they're doing. One of our honorees from 2022 was Sonia Kolatar. Sonia, after being a recipient of 18 Under 18, started speaking at some of the JA events, telling people about how she had been inspired through JA programs because she had gone through BizTown to start a nonprofit. So she started a couple of different nonprofits and she spoke about how she was inspired. Incredible woman. She's going to be starting in the fall at her dream school at University of Pennsylvania. Last month, she calls me and she says, Catherine, I have something for you. And she shows up here and she hands me a check. One of the nonprofits that she had founded was being acquired by another nonprofit. She was making sure that it was sustainable and it was being acquired. As part of that wind down, Sonia facilitated a $10,000 donation to Junior Achievement because she said that nonprofit never would have been as successful without what she had learned through Junior Achievement. Wow. Is that like so amazing? We have a couple of very short clips, video clips from a couple of other past recipients that I want to share with you. But again, we'd love to hear the stories of these students. Oops. Okay, so they have really cool stories, and we're going to hear this one in just a second.
I started high school, joined my school's cheer team, and was elected junior class president. Junior Achievement 18. Congratulations to this year's winners of Junior Achievement 18 under 18. My name is Charlotte Gould, and I was lucky.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Kai. I am a sophomore at Duke and UNC as a full ride Robertson Scholar, and I was part of Arizona's 18 under 18 in 2021. I am so thankful for the 18 under 18 award and community. Played a big part in what I've been able to accomplish. I actually interviewed the JA president, Catherine, for my nonprofit webinar.
And they did test several times, but you all know technology, how it works. So anyway, we have these just incredible recipients, and we would love to hear about their stories in the future. So back to you, Michelle.
Thank you, Catherine. Okay, now let's meet the next group of honorees tonight. Please welcome Maddie Kunish. Maddie is a firm believer in the power of STEM to propel into new worlds. She has put the knowledge she's gained through her high school veterinarian science program to work, building a successful pet sitting business, I may be calling you. She will attend NAU at the graduation to study chemistry, with plans to eventually enter into the medical field. Maddie, what does it mean to you to be the first student in many years at your school to simultaneously earn your high school diploma and an Associate of Science degree? And how do you see this positioning you for the future?
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you to JAAZ. I appreciate you all so much. Having an Associates of Science degree and also having a high school diploma is such an honor. I've never been prouder. I think something that I've always found important is science and having kind of a STEM background. Like you said, I think it propels us very far into the future and will always continue to do so. It's a very helpful thing, as I've already seen it. I'm going to be going to NAU and all of my credits transfer. So I will be having about a 2-year head start. So in about 4 years, I'll have both my bachelor's and my master's. And that will help me kind of get into the medical field faster. It'll help me go into radiology, things like that, that I think would be really important for the world to see. I also think that with this, I'll be able to help people in a way that I haven't been able to yet. And that's something that I think is really important.
Wow, inspiring. Thank you, Maddie. Good luck. Now, let's welcome David Guo. David combined two passions, art and community, to create a nonprofit called Project Heart. He designs cards and gives free art therapy classes to promote emotional well-being and fight isolation and loneliness among seniors and children in the hospital. David, in addition to your nonprofit, Project Heart, you've already served in leadership on numerous committees. Can you tell us about one key learning you've had from those experiences that you'll take into your future?
Yes, definitely. Thank you for that question. And I also wanted to thank JA for this amazing opportunity. So going back to that, I feel like one thing that I really learned from all of my work experiences in terms of nonprofits or whether the clubs I'm in is how to kind of set specific goals and also strategic planning. And in terms of strategic planning, I often use and set SMART goals, which are known as specific, attainable, measurable, and time-sensitive goals, which allowed me to create this vision of what I want an organization to be in the future, whether it would be for a club I'm in or a nonprofit that I founded. And for example, as the vice president for research and development for a global student-run organization, I recently recruited over 40 student researchers in order to write literature reviews for a technology that we are currently developing. And in that way, I was able to apply my SMART goals in terms of setting a specific number or setting a specific time period in which we needed to recruit those student researchers. So knowing how to strategically plan and also set these important goals was really important for the visions of the clubs I'm in and also my nonprofit, which is definitely something that I will be taking into the future.
Wow, I'm going home to review my SMART goals. Thank you, David. Okay, next we have Sasha Reveron. Okay, all right, Sasha, a trailblazer, founded Multicultural Coalition at her high school. She wants to create a platform to celebrate and embrace rich cultural backgrounds, foster unity, and spark positive change. Additionally, she founded Teen Gauge, a youth summit for political engagement, and was named Miss Juneteenth Arizona 2023. Congrats. Okay, Sasha. What advice would you give to teens who want to get engaged in civic or political activities that may help shape their communities? Chibi,
can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Thank you for your question, and thank you all for coming out tonight to support all of the youth here. My response to your question is it's two parts. First part is I would recommend you to identify your passion. From when I was in second grade, I realized that I had a passion for civic engagement and politics, and I was really intrigued in how that worked. And since then, I've been able to use that passion to create Teen Gauge and use it as a catalyst for change amongst youth in my community. And it's been incredible. But as you've seen from this incredible group of teenagers we have here, is not all passions are the same. So I encourage you first, identify what you are passionate about, but it doesn't stop there. Once you've made this identification and you've figured out what sparks joy in you, what gets you excited, I encourage you to do more with it. I encourage you to reach out to others and figure out, do other people have this same interest? Are there organizations out there that are catered to this interest? Or even if there's nothing out there, how can you get out there and create your own initiative to start something that's related to this passion? A lot of times people have passions for things, or they may be excited about something, but they don't do more because of fear. So don't let fear stop you. I encourage you to get involved and use that to get other people involved. People are very receptive to you and your goals when they realize that you have a true passion for something, and that may even inspire them to join you, and that may even inspire them to get involved as well. So don't be afraid. Use that to help further your goals and use that to help further your passion. You can use your passion as a catalyst for change. So I encourage you to do that, because the worst thing that happens is it doesn't work out. But oftentimes it does work out, and you'll end up changing the lives of people along the way. And you'll end up meeting loads of people along the way who you never would have connected with beforehand. So I encourage you, just get out and get involved, figure out your passion and get engaged. Thank you.
Thank you, Sasha. You had no fear right there. Okay, please welcome Samith Padilla. Imagine starting a business at the age of 12. Samith is valedictorian of his class, operates a successful multimedia company called Think Visual Media. The venture began as a boy taking pictures and has expanded into an international company with over 130 content creators across 30 countries. Wow. Okay. Samith, you've been involved in JA since kindergarten. What has been one of the most important key takeaways from JA that you've put into practice? Yeah.
Thank you so much for your introduction. Thank you so much for your junior achievement, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be within this wonderful cohort of amazing and bright individuals. And And second off, thank you so much to my parents who have given me the opportunity to further and basically just be able to do whatever I want and extend whatever I want through my dreams and goals. So I've been in JA since the age of 5, and JA has been with me since kindergarten up until 8th grade. And my biggest takeaway is, what does it mean to be an entrepreneur? In 5th grade, my volunteer, his name is Mr. Wardell, he told me that being an entrepreneur isn't about being an entrepreneur for yourself. It's about being an entrepreneur for your community. And that exact thing is, that exact like mantra has been with me for the past couple of years. With my company, Sync Vision Media, we are a graphic design, photography, videography, basically a design media firm. And with that, in order to experience our content, you need to have the gift of vision. And without the gift of vision, you can't experience our content, which is why Sync Vision Media started Lens for a Lens. Lens for a Lens is a nonprofit in partnership with the Lions Club International, where we are able to volunteer at Lions Club hospitals, also providing a portion of our profits from Sync Vision Media to the Lions Club and donating multiple thousands of eye-frame glasses and volunteer hours at site. So that's how I've taken that takeaway into my own journey as an entrepreneur. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Summit. Amazing. Okay. Next, we have Fatima Amr. Fatima founded a nonprofit at the age of 14. There's a lot of founders here. To improve food insecurity and health equity in our state. She saw a need following the pandemic and created Spark Hope to address health disparities. A researcher and entrepreneur, she's passionate about public health and wants to use her voice to make a difference. Okay, Fatima. Since founding Spark Hope, what have you identified as the most important health issue facing your community?
Thank you for that question. I would just like to say I'm really honored and gratified to be one of the recipients today. I would like to thank the JA organization for this award, as well as my school administration, Mayor Ortega, and my family, particularly my parents, who've always been a source of inspiration for me. Leading my nonprofit organization, Spark Hope, these past few years, I've had the opportunity to work with volunteers as well as community partnerships, my local mayor, the Department of Public Health, and even my state congressman. And through these experiences, I've been able to identify several public health issues, the most pressing being access to healthcare. Unfortunately, with the ripple effects of the coronavirus pandemic still in effect, many individuals and vulnerable demographics face an inaccess to health medications and services, resulting in worse health outcomes. Which is why I encourage the audience today, and particularly youth and Gen Z, to use their voice to work for long-term change by working together in community partnerships and coalition building. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. Okay. Our next honoree is Abiraj, Gadella. Growing up with a younger brother who has autism, ADHD, and OCD has shaped Abiraj's life. He's committed to using science, technology, and math to create inventions to research diseases like diabetes and disorders such as autism. He's also an entrepreneur, an avid sneakerhead who turned his passion into a business. He helps find unique sneakers for people and provides shoes to homeless individuals in Arizona. Abiraj, how has the R&D project you're participating in at LaBelle Labs shape your goals for the future?
Okay, so good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. First off, thank you to Junior Achievement Arizona for this opportunity. I'm so grateful to be part of such an exceptional group of individuals. So answering this question deserves a bit of context. So for the past year or so, I've been working at LaBelle Labs, a biotechnology firm at Grand Canyon University, in conjunction with Medtronic and the $2.3 million Helmsley Charitable Trust grant to actually develop a first-of-its-kind microneedle sensor to monitor both insulin and glucose simultaneously within diabetes patients. So working in such an intensive environment and such an interdisciplinary field and kind of seeing the different skills that converge within biology, engineering, and business has motivated me to continue pursuing research and continue pursuing biomedical engineering, and the idea that I won't only be able to help one or two patients, but so many more. And moving forward, the ultimate lesson that this has provided me is that I have the ability to help so many other people, and I have to believe in myself and believe in the work that I have. So I leave you with the quote: if you think you're too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. Once again, thank you everybody for this opportunity, and thank you for your support.
Wow, thank you, Aviraj. Okay, thank you to all who have played a role in these kids' lives. Parents, please give yourselves a hand. Yeah. The values you've instilled in them, etc., amazing. Okay, we've met 12 of our honorees, actually 11 so far. And I just want to say how amazing these kids are. Young adults, I like to say young adults. I'm sure you are all inspired as I am. This is our future. So much of how they got here today is because of the support that they've had from their families and mentors. This includes parents, extended family, friends, their community. You all have played a pivotal role in who they are today. Thank you. Since many of our audience and family members and parents, since many of our audience are family members and parents, let's give yourselves another round of applause. Whoa.
Oh,
Catherine?
Yes, Michelle.
Okay.
I have an announcement.
All right, I love announcements, unexpected.
Okay. I have a cool announcement. Every one of our recipients will receive a check for $1,800.
Woo!
That can be used as a scholarship or to advance one of your community initiatives. And this is thanks to the generosity of our sponsors, including Heidi Janeka. You'd seen her name up there previously. She is this incredible entrepreneur who founder of WebPT, which has gone nationally. Huge community leader and entrepreneur, innovator, and businesswoman. So I wanted to say thank you to her, but also you all have a really cool grab bag with lots of swag in it. Make sure you don't forget that when you leave. So $1,800. Cool.
Thank
Okay.
you, Catherine. I love a good grab bag. Okay. So the 2024 group of JA 18 under 18 honorees are truly the best of the best. Now let's meet our last 6 honorees for tonight. Please welcome India Davis Wiley. For India, entrepreneurship is a family affair. She helped found Nickelberry Works, her family's publishing company, focused on producing children's work. A few years later, India decided to launch the company's signature candle line, a touch of scented love. Okay. In addition to her work in business, India is an aviation enthusiast and flew her first plane, a Cessna 172, when she was just 11 years old. She is currently working toward earning her private pilot's license. Okay. India, with your experience as an entrepreneur, what advice would you give to other students who might want to start a business?
Yes. Well, first off, I just want to say thank you so much to JA Arizona. Thank you so much for this honor and this opportunity and this award. And I'll first start by saying when I created A Touch of Scented Love as that candle line, it was my way of harnessing my creativity and my passion at my age and putting it into something that I could share with others. A lot of the time, people believe that creating a business or embarking on something that they truly love and are passionate about, you have to be a certain age. You can't be as young. There's so many critiques that you have to fit. But for me, I really want to send the message to the people that that is not true. Of any age, you can create a business that you want, you can embark on that, and you can harness your passion. For me, that also came up in the form of aviation. Being able to spread my wings into the sky and being able to fly was something that allowed me to harness a passion that I didn't think I would be able to harness in any other way. So, to all the youth out there, my true message is to embark on your dreams. Don't be scared. And while there may be people who are in your corner and people who aren't in your corner, rely on the people that are in your corner because they're the support that are going to allow you to strive and to be successful in all that you want to be. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, India. Amazing. Okay. Our next honoree is Finn McGill. Finn is an entrepreneur and researcher at heart. Finn is using science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and coding to address a critical global issue of bird population decline. His device, ABird, is discovering challenges posed by climate change, pollution, and habitat destruction of birds worldwide. Finn, your ABird device has gathered crucial information that gives insight into declining bird population. What discovery has been most surprising so far?
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank JA for having me here today and for the incredible honor of being one of the 18 under 18 recipients of this year. So at the beginning of my research, I was stunned to figure out that in North America alone, we've lost 2.9 billion birds since the 1970s. And worldwide, global bird populations are declining, which is detrimental to the environment. So I did some more research and I learned that scientists need quality data to address this problem. And I turned my surprise and horror into wanting to do something about it. So I created ABird. It's a device that goes out, records, and identifies birds day and night, 24/7, without human intervention, and it'll tell you the direction of the birds through audio recordings. So I used my knowledge of math, science, and engineering and went out to record these birds. One night in particular, it was at the end of September, ABird recorded more than 400 owl hoots from great horned owls. And my device was able to correctly identify those owls. And what was the most surprising to me was that my direction finding algorithm wasn't able to figure out one owl's location, but 3 that were all hooting at the exact same time. So my device is now able to collect quality data to help these scientists to protect global bird populations.
Thank you, Finn. Wow, congrats. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next, please welcome Ashini Ghosh. Ashini knows the value of being seen and connecting with others. As a teen living with thalassemia, yes, okay. She rarely met other young people who were also living with the genetic blood disorder. Ashiana is now a teen advocate, working with Cooley's Anemia Foundation to engage young people with thalassemia, sorry, thank you, across the country and sharing her personal experience to inspire others. Ashini, through your advocacy work with Cooley Anemia Foundation, you've connected with teens throughout the country. What skills or approaches have you used that help you be so successful in your outreach efforts with other teens?
Yeah, well, not to sound too repetitive, but thank you so much, JA, for this honor and this opportunity. But before I answer that question, I think I should give a little bit of context. So Cooley's Anemia Foundation has a lot of support for patients with thalassemia, and they have a lot of these support groups for adults. But when I first interacted with Cooley's Anemia Foundation, I found that they didn't really have any support groups for teens. And as a teen myself, I thought it would be really important for there to be some kind of support, especially for teens, since being a teenager is really hard even without thalassemia. And one of the most important things in my experience was just not giving up, because it turns out it's really hard to get teenagers to want to meet regularly to talk about their feelings. And when that initially didn't work out, it would have been really easy to just give up. but I realized that this was something that mattered a lot to me. So it was really important that I just kept going. And I know that sounds really cliched, but that's what was true for me. And aside from that, it turns out again that actually sharing your own experiences and talking about your own story actually matters, because this or last summer when the Cooley's Anemia Foundation had their patient family conference and we were able to do a teen podcast, I saw like right in front of my eyes how much it really mattered to the other teens in the room when I talked about my own experience and we were all able to really find that shared experience, that shared story, and just like those same shared feelings. So yeah,
Thank you, Ishni. Our next honoree is Giancarlo Perez. Giancarlo knows the value of hard work and believing in others. He started working with his family's construction company when he was 11 years old. Wow, you have skills. That's good. And he is now co-owner alongside his parents. He also founded a nonprofit called Dream Project to ensure other young people in his community have the opportunity to learn valuable life skills and dream big, despite challenging external circumstances. Giancarlo will attend ASU's W.P. Carey School of Business and plans to major in entrepreneurship. Giancarlo, you are very passionate about improving your community and helping others. If you could make one significant change in the community, what would that be and why?
So before answering that question and really diving deep into what it is that I would change, I would like to thank everybody here for just supporting this amazing group of young individuals who are constantly striving for excellence in everything that they do. And it's so noticeable and it's so easy to see within them. So, but now diving back into that question, if there was one significant change that I could make, it would be the lack of self-confidence that I see on a daily basis within my community. It's this lack of self-confidence that instills mental barriers within my people that prevents them from truly achieving success and finding change in not only their personal lives, but also in their careers. It's this lack of self-confidence that prevents them from stepping over those hurdles that have been put in place over time by things that are generally outside of our control. Within my organization, with everything that I'm doing, it is this change that I'm trying to make day by day, trying to help not only young kids but also adults. So yeah, if there was one significant change that I would like to make, it'd be that. Thank you.
Thank you, Giancarlo. Okay. Now please welcome Anvi Goel. Anvi founded the My Taste Table organization to provide healthy meals and nutritional education to low-income children and families facing homelessness. Through cooking classes and demonstrations, My Tasty Table aims to end food insecurity and inequality. Anvi hopes to pursue a career in medicine with a focus on health and nutrition. Okay, Anvi, what is the single most important change we can make to address food securities in our communities?
Thank you for that question. And also thank you to JA for hosting this event. It's a wonderful opportunity to be here. But I'd say there's two main things that I would take to change food insecurity in our communities. And the first is being access to healthy meals, because many underserved communities and schools in Arizona don't even have access to these healthy foods, and accessing them is nearly impossible. And I think one of the main things is cost. And while there are government programs that help with this, they often serve as safety nets. So I think that we can do a lot better job of handling this once we recognize the issue at hand. But also education. We've seen a push for finance literacy in schools, but I think there should also be nutritional literacy, because it's so important to know what you're eating and why it benefits you. So if we can educate these kids young, we can teach them, what benefits of keeping a balanced diet are, and, expose them to new foods. So I think these would be the two main things that I would take to change food insecurity in our communities.
Anvi, thank you. No one should be without food. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. This is next to our last. We have one recipient that's not here tonight. So while I was going to say it's the last honoree, it's next to last. So please welcome Sophia Lynn, a passionate advocate for equity in education. Sophia co-founded the nonprofit youth education service iReach during the COVID-19 pandemic. The organization has since grown to 450 members, providing educational opportunities like summer camps and tutoring for underserved youth throughout Arizona. She is also working on machine learning simulations and data analysis to improve high school students' engagement and prevent high school dropouts. Okay, Sophia, you co-founded iReach to focus on youth education. In your opinion, what is the most important thing that needs to be done to bridge the education gap, especially in rural communities?
Thank you. First of all, I would love to thank JA Arizona for the incredible opportunity of being recognized among so many like-minded, intelligent, and hardworking peers. In regards to the question, I think it's first really important to understand the root causes of the disparities that we see within education. So then from there, we can go along with policy implementation. This past year, I was honored to be selected as one of the 10 individuals on the Arizona Board of Education Youth Advisory Council, where I was able to witness firsthand how a lot of these policy decisions and implementations were being made. Along with that, I was able to witness for the past few years a lack of resource distribution to the right communities. A lot of the times it's not a matter of not having enough resources, but giving resources to those who need it most. During my work with the education work group of the Governor's Youth Commission, we have been able to host 3 free webinars that cover ideas like career and technical education, college readiness, and financial aid, specifically in light of the recent FAFSA updates. And we were able to reach out to almost 12 of the 15 Arizona counties, reaching hundreds of students, especially those in rural counties. I was so honored to be able to be a small mission in the greater opportunity to help bridge the education gaps that we see here in Arizona.
Wow, thank you, Sophia. Okay. So I mentioned that we had one recipient that couldn't be here today, and that is Lotam Copia. A national-born leader, Lotam has been involved in student council since middle school. She is a member of the Buckeye Youth Council and Police Cadets, Future Business Leaders of America, Key Club, and the National Honor Society. She is on pace to graduate valedictorian of her class and hopes to pursue a political science degree in college. I would say that's our room of new politicians. Can we please just give another round of applause? Okay, once again, we want to recognize our very generous scholarship donors and sponsors, without whom this event would not be possible. Thank you again to all of our attendees, both here in the room and those who joined us virtually. And most importantly, thank you to all those amazing students and their families. They surely are the best and brightest across Arizona, and we can't wait to see what they continue to do in their lives. Now, thank you for a wonderful evening. Catherine, are you closing us out or am I closing us out? Okay, thank you. I am truly, truly inspired. I hope you all are inspired as well. I'm going home to look over a number of things that I haven't done. Feel like a slacker after these kids. But thank you for being here. And thank you, parents, again, for all that you've instilled in your children. Thank you.